Welcome to Mark Alyn's Culinary Adventures. I am Mark Alyn, which kind of makes sense because I'm standing here talking. We have an exciting show today. We have a woman who is an artist. She is a storyteller. She's a broadcaster, a former news producer. She is a co-founder of a women's organization that is international, and that's all about media. Let's see, what else? I don't know if she writes books, but I'll ask her about that. Let's see what else. And oh yeah, she cooks. So I invited her to be on the show. Don't go away. We're here, right in your kitchen, where you should be, as we learn how to make a real neat Korean chicken dish. Don't go away. And we are here. We're going to go, believe it or not, we're going to go to Canada, just outside of Toronto. I haven't been to Toronto. Oh, I was in. Is Toronto? Well, we'll find out. Let's bring our guest in, Frankie Picasso. Frankie, welcome to Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm like jumping.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. We met a couple weeks ago. We hit it off, and
Good.
I'm really excited about this. I was once in Buffalo for
Hmm.
about six
A
hours.
minute.
Yeah, a minute. And I was at a radio station and auditioning. And the program director said, I need gas. Want to go to Canada? So we drove across the border and he filled up with gas because it was so much cheaper. I don't know if it is now or not in Canada. Is Buffalo and
It's about Buffalo's
Toronto?
about an hour and a half away from Toronto. It's just across the river to Niagara Falls. You got Niagara Falls, New York, and then Niagara Falls, Canada. And
Ah,
then we're about an hour from Niagara Falls.
gotcha. All right. I spent more time in Montreal and had some wonderful Chinese food there. And at
Amazing.
one point, let's see, a Circus du Soleil. I saw
Yeah, Cirque
that,
du Soleil.
right? Well, we're going to make a Korean chicken dish. And as we're talking, we're going to find out more about Frankie. By the way, if you're watching and you can see us, let us know. We'd appreciate that. Uh, Frankie, former news producer, and you're doing
I'm
all
not.
kinds of.
I'm not a former news producer. I'm so sorry. That was my girlfriend, Shirley. She is a former news
Oh,
producer.
she's the news producer. Oh,
Yes. But I
all
am an
right.
author of 5 books.
And
So, yes.
5 books. Okay. Well, you get some right, you
Get
get
that
some
right.
wrong, right?
Yeah,
Um, and you've interviewed a lot of people,
I have.
right?
Mhm.
How many
Can't
people
wait
do
to
you think
interview
you've
you.
interviewed?
Oh gosh, thousands, maybe? So many
I hit,
people.
I hit 30,000 plus, thirty
That's
thousand
amazing.
plus, which, yeah, and I'm still going. You're 30,001.
But I'm only
Uh,
30, so
I know you are. I know you are. Well, I have marinated this chicken, and I know that you can see the chicken here.
yes.
I know that you would have preferred me to cut that up, but I wanted to cut it up
Yeah,
on camera. We have marinated this in garlic and ginger
ginger.
and some mirin, which is a Japanese wine. And I guess it's an Asian condiment because all the Asian uh, communities use it. Um, this is what it looks like. Um, this is what it looks like with its skin on. And by the way, it's very easy to take off. Just run a spoon across it, and all the
That's it.
skin falls off. And then I threw it into a food processor. Okay. There's also some garlic in there and the mirin. Okay. And because it's just Carol and me, And I know that a serving is supposed to be 4 ounces per person. I've got 8 ounces per person. And I know that I'll end up eating 12 ounces and Carol will eat four. Okay. So
Perfect.
I'm going to do two things. I washed my hands just before we started the show.
There you go.
There we go.
Lovely.
And I'm going to cut those into bite-sized pieces.
About an inch. Yeah, inch cube. Is that's boneless, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boneless, organic
Nice.
chicken breast.
Okay.
I try to buy organic as much as I can. Sometimes it's you can't, and I don't understand why it's more expensive when they don't have all the chemicals and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
So we've got that. We'll do this one.
Perfect. You're very good at that.
Why, thank you. As I've said before, I am a home cook, and I just believe that everybody should cook. I think boys and girls in junior high should take cooking classes.
They used
Uh,
to take cooking classes, right? We had home ec when we were in high school, but they got rid of that.
they, yeah, I
And
was
kids
not
can't
allowed to
cook.
take it. They
You
wanted
weren't?
me to, no, they wanted me to take metal shop, and I
Mm.
talked to the metal shop teacher, and he was convinced I'd burn my hands off.
Oh.
So he put me into agriculture, which means that I was shoveling fertilizer.
Mm. Yeah. That's very interesting. Because I know that my children, as they were adulting in their 20s even, and they're all in their 30s now, their friends would call and say, because they called me Mama Frankie, how do I make meatballs? How do I do this? How do I do that? They didn't learn how to cook.
No,
They did
um,
not.
both of our kids, our son and daughter, are great cooks. Our son is a professional chef
Nice.
up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and he's because he's working, he won't cook for me anymore.
Oh,
Oh well.
yeah.
All right,
It's a
I'm gonna
job.
take the chicken, and I have this is parchment paper, and over here I have potato starch. Now, I've never worked with potato starch before, and Frankie insisted that I get it. Bob's Red Mill, it's a great company.
It is a good company.
I
I love
believe
his
Bob,
potato starch.
yeah, I love a lot of his stuff. So I'm going to put
Me
this
too.
out like this.
Yeah, you can put more. You can be generous. Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
It's very fine.
Hmm.
By the way, the company is now owned. Oh, you know what I didn't do?
What?
Well, we did. We're going to stop
Oh, the
this
sauce.
because we have to make the sauce first. Okay. So over here, and we're doing this a little bit differently today. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it does. All right. What do I put in the pan first?
Okay, so we've got a pound and a little bit of meat, right? So we're going to
Right.
put a tablespoon of soy sauce.
And I'm not going to measure.
Okay, I'll be generous.
Yeah.
3 tablespoons of mirin or rice wine,
Right.
whatever people have at home.
Okay.
2 tablespoons of vinegar. I think you have apple cider vinegar, but you could use rice vinegar if you have that. Any kind
I've
of vinegar,
got.
really.
I have Bragg's apple cider
Perfect.
vinegar.
That's good stuff. Yep. So
It
about two
is.
tablespoons of that. Yep. Okay, you're going to put a tablespoon of the gochujang, which is the paste that you have there, the Korean chili paste. So
Right.
delicious.
Now, how much of this?
About a tablespoon.
All right. Now, this is can be spicy,
It is spicy.
and I love it.
Good. Now after you get that in, you're going to have 3 tablespoons of honey. Now, Mark is going to use honey, but you could use rice syrup. And then if you were using rice syrup, then you would use 4 tablespoons. Honey's a little bit sweeter.
Well, that would be like me. I'm sweeter.
You're sweeter.
I'm sweeter.
Sweeter.
I've got the. All right.
So about 3 tablespoons of honey. And this is going to help make it really sticky at the end. It's going to be so good.
I'm going to use 2 because I just did huge. Did you see how big that was?
No, but how much vinegar did you put?
Okay, you're right. There we go.
All right. And about just 2 teaspoons, because it is very potent, of the sesame oil. You don't want it to be over
Sesame.
sesame.
Oh, say that fast.
Over sesame?
Yeah, say it fast.
Why? What's gonna come out of my
Open
mouth?
sesame.
Oh, open sesame. Yeah. Over
All
sesame.
right.
That's right. All right. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar after that.
1, 2.
Duh. Right. Because in Canada we do French and English.
Yes. Carol speaks French.
Nice.
After 2 weeks in Paris, I got pardon down.
Brown sugar.
Where is that? Oh, here. That was measured out.
Nice.
Carol measured
Awesome.
that out.
Okay. And then just another teaspoon of garlic and ginger.
All right. We're fans. So there's the garlic and here's the ginger. Both
Awesome.
of
Just
these,
stir it up.
both garlic and ginger. And I'm going to show you this in just 1 second. I will if I can find. Here we go.
Awesome. Oh, that looks good. That's looking really good. So once it bubbles up like that, give it a good stir, get that gochujang to really melt in. And then you can just put it, you can turn the heat off after that. After it's boiled and you get that nice foam on it, you can
Got
just
it?
let it relax for a little bit and you'll reheat it just before we do the chicken.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab a sponge because if I don't, it'll be all over me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how other TV chefs, and I'm not a TV chef. I don't know what I am, but
You're having fun.
I'm messy. Yeah, I just have fun. All right. We have a wok. This wok came to us when I did a TV show about 35 years ago. And
That's
that's how we
amazing.
got it. Yeah. And we
And
still
it's
have
still
it.
working. Yeah,
Still working.
still working. So you're going to put a good inch or 2 inches or 2 cups, whatever. You want to cover that chicken anyway when it pops in there a little bit.
Right. Well, I think that'll do it.
All right.
And I'll
And
show
we're going
you
to let that
what
heat
we've
up.
got. Yeah. That's what we got. Carol, can you grab that?
Yeah, looking good.
All right.
Looking good. So let that heat up. You'll put a little bit of the potato starch. If it bubbles, if it goes down and comes back up, your oil's hot enough.
Got it. In the meantime, we're going to dredge the chicken pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can do this. Like
yeah, just give it a good dredge, just like that. Really cover it good.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. You're doing a good job on that. That's
Thank you.
how we want it. That's how we want it.
Got it. So tell us about your, I guess your network.
Oh, the G Woman.
The G
G
Woman.
Woman is really fascinating. G Woman is a culmination of years of a few friends and some women who got together and decided that there was no global digital network owned by women. And that was missing. And so we said, let's start a media company, digital broadcasting and distribution platform for women to help women amplify their voices around the world and to help them build worth and wealth. And so we have a magazine, we have radio, and 24/7 radio, and we will have TV original stories like a Netflix and Roku. And then we will have a platform, a collective where women from everywhere can come together and meet other women. I see them as birds of a feather will come together and form groups, and executives maybe want to uh, finance some movies, and maybe somebody wants to learn how to write a book and they'll publish a book. And so it's just going to be a great collective of women leaders and being put together to change the narrative that is necessary right now, because I think it's time.
Yeah,
It,
I would agree with that. I think it's a great idea, and I think
thank you.
it's really super. Now, I'm not going to cook all of our chicken now. I'm just going to cook a little
Okay.
bit of it. Let's take a look at that's heating up. Let's see. So if I take just like a pinch,
Yep. Yep.
let's see what happens if this works. Nope, not working.
I
It'll work
can't
in a
see.
second. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll work in a second.
The other way is that I usually take a chopstick and a wooden chopstick and you put it, and if it all bubbles around it, then it's ready to. Did it go
Well,
down
it
and come
is.
back up?
Yep, and it is
Okay.
bubbling away.
There you go. Okay. Don't you want it too hot though? You want it to be
Right.
like about 350. So
All right. And
don't let it get too hot. So the
here it
first
is.
time when it goes in, let's see.
There. You can see it bubbling there a little bit. Okay.
Okay. If the oil
So,
isn't hot enough when you put chicken in, then it gets greasy. But if it is hot enough, then it's not greasy.
all right, here we go. Oh,
Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm it with chicken. Otherwise it just boils or just doesn't fry.
right. And you
How's
can
that looking?
see, oh, let me move it
Yeah,
around. There
that's
we
looking
go.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Might need
I'll
just
move it around.
yeah,
Should I
maybe a
stir
touch
the,
more oil, I think, but
okay.
you might be okay. You might be okay.
By the way, I'm using sunflower oil, which is high oleic. And what that means is it's a high temperature oil. So, and I bought it at Trader Joe's, and it's not an expensive oil.
So that's going to be about three minutes aside, I would think. Um,
Okay,
it's going to be light gold when you take it out, because every Koreans always double fry, so it will go back in the fryer after it comes out again, and then
got it,
it's a nice crisp, dark, beautiful golden brown.
got it. What you have, let's see. So we have uh, the G Woman's
Media company.
media company.
Yeah,
You've written 5 books.
I
I think
have.
are those books behind you?
Yes, they
Yeah,
are. A few of them.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them are behind me, and they're available on Amazon. And I'm an artist, and so I paint. I like to paint animals, especially people's pets, their dogs. To be honest, I really love dogs and horses,
Got it.
and a lot of that is done for charity. I like to give mercy ships actually $250 from a painting to do cleft palate surgery for children. So social impact is really important to me. I do a lot of it. I just bought some
Well,
running shoes.
you're
I,
also a social activist.
yes, I am. Very important to me. Very big part of my life. So for before I started G Woman, I was the executive director of a charity, Girl Power USA, for 3 years. So it's near
Yeah.
and dear to my heart. Yeah.
Hey, let's take a look over here at the Melissa cam. Okay, Melissa's has over 1,000 different kinds of vegetables. We're going to be doing next week. We're going to be doing these onions. These
Nice.
are special onions, and let's see, Carol, what's
They
the
look
name of the onion? You remember?
they look like Vidalia, are they?
Well, they're similar to that. They're hatch onions. They
Oh,
come from the same area of, I think, New Mexico that hatch chilies come from. And so we're going to be making, with the executive chef from Melissa's, we're going to be making French onion soup
yummy.
with the sweet onion. I tasted an onion today, really sweet, almost like an apple, and
Wow.
um, and we'll add the hatch chilies in to the soup. I can't wait. It's going to be delicious. Okay,
I love French onion soup.
I we do too. Uh, okay,
Let's see how that's looking. Is that looking good?
yeah, I'm going to let you see it now. Let's see. Let's see where we are. Oh, there we go. Move there.
Yeah, we're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah.
You turned them over, the
Yes.
light pieces over. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to turn them over again because the other side is cooking. I don't know why I'm using a fork, folks.
Yeah, you got that
Normally, I'd use a
tongs.
tong. Tong.
Yeah, tongs would be good.
Huh? No, the tongs. Yeah. We just remodeled our kitchen, and we found a new home for our tongs. We can never find them.
That's hilarious.
It 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 really is. Okay.
All right. I think that's about good on that chicken.
I'm gonna. There's just one more piece here. Let's just
Okay.
give it one more second,
Yeah,
and
we'll give it
then.
another
All
second.
right. This is the quiz time.
Okay.
Do you know what this is called?
You know what? It's so funny because I was going to ask you if you had one of those, except I couldn't remember the name.
I don't have one. Turns out we have three.
Oh my gosh. I've
Yeah.
got one.
It's
Yeah.
called the Chen,
Okay, that makes sense.
right?
Yep.
So I'm going to use this to scoop out the chicken, and then we're going to put it on.
The plate with the paper towel.
Yes. Ow. By the way, be careful. Don't burn yourself like I just did. Um, how many kids do you have, Frankie?
I've got 7.
Hold on a
Um,
second. You should be drinking white whiskey.
actually,
Seven?
I've got 3 and 4. So I got 3 of my own and 4 stepchildren. Yeah, we have
Wow.
7, and we have 13 grandkids.
And so that's 13 and 7 is 20 kids. How do you know all their names?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm a really good grandma. I know their birthdays. I know their names.
Wow. Okay.
Yep,
That's
I
good.
love it. You know, there was a time when I didn't think we would have any, and then all of a sudden it was like popcorn. Pop, 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 pop.
And did you do you said you knew their names and their birthdays. Do they know yours? I mean, I'm
Yes, because
sure
it
they
was
know your name.
mine
Your
was last
grandma.
week. Mine was last week,
Oh,
and I got the best cards from them, like the handwritten cards, and the spelling was wonky, but it was really good.
well, if I had sent you a card, because I grew up in LA, my spelling would have been raunchy too. It was raunchy or wonky. It,
Wonky. I say wonky.
wonky. Wonky.
A little.
Well, I'm an old, dirty old man, so it could have been raunchy too.
Yeah, it probably was raunchy. No, they're
It
really good. They're
probably
really good
was.
about celebrating with me. We get together, and when we get together, because they've all got mates, and so it's like 28 people here. Oh, beautiful. Are you going to do any more chicken or no?
No, we'll do that for our dinner later. But what I'd like
Okay.
to do is put some sauce on it, huh?
Yeah. So
Or
what you're going to do is reheat that sauce, and then we got to but you got to double fry again. Okay.
all right. So I'm going to
You probably
stick
have
the
a little bit too much sauce for that amount of chicken, but that's going to be
right.
okay. Sauce is good.
Yes. So I'm
Put
gonna
the
turn
chicken
the I'm gonna put these back in to the
back
hot
in and let
oil.
them cook for a couple of minutes. Yep.
Oh yeah, there they go.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about sides because sides I think are almost as important as the entree. I could see rice, of course. I was at a
Yep.
Korean restaurant little over a week ago and had something I'd never had before, Korean purple rice. Now I've had Thai
Wow.
purple rice. It was different and I like the color and the texture better than white rice. It
Okay.
just was really good.
Are you
So
making
that's
that?
one. I am not. I'm not. I just thought I'd mention it. I
Okay.
am going to make a sweet cucumber, marinated cucumber. We'll do that a little bit later. And then also on the side, not in the chicken, I'm going to steam some sweet peas and
Beautiful.
in the stems. And I think that'll be a great dinner. Very healthy. And for dessert tonight is a watermelon.
Lovely. Perfect.
All right.
Give that a swirl. Let me see the color. I want it should be nice and golden, really dark. Not
It
dark, dark,
is.
but
It.
goldenish.
Let's see what happens.
I want to make sure your chicken is cooked.
Oh yeah,
And
it's. I can see it is.
okay.
I'm trying to get the camera to work. All right, here we go.
And you should be able to hear it because it should be
It.
crispy.
It is. It is.
Awesome.
And the camera will now work.
So you can just throw that chicken.
Wait.
Beautiful.
Whoa! Come on, Mark. There.
There you oh, lovely. Okay, now put that chicken into the sauce and
Got
let
it.
that stir around for a little bit. And you'll get a nice coating. I'm going to butcher it, but I think it's dakgingjang. That's what it's called in Korean. Dakgingjang. Dak is chicken.
And I'm going to turn the fire off
Yeah.
on the
And give that
on
just keep
that.
stirring
Whoops.
that chicken in the sauce.
And
Stir it
I'm going to
around.
use the tongs to do that.
Yeah. It's going to absorb that. Well, I think, as I said, I think we have a little bit too much sauce for that amount of chicken, but that's okay.
Right. We love sauce.
Yeah.
So I have a plate, and I think that's ready. I'm going to turn the sauce off.
Did it thicken?
Yes,
Okay.
it'll thicken a little bit more.
I want to get my hands in there and I can't.
You, I know. You know, the idea of this show is pretty simple. That that people should. Oh, it is off. That people should be able to cook and not do fast food. Now, what I'm going
Yeah.
to do.
I can't wait for you to have a taste of that and tell me if you like it. I think it's
That's
delicious.
that's our next step. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm going to move this off to the side. Where did I put it? You won't believe how pretty this looks.
Yummy.
Isn't that gorgeous? Okay,
Yeah.
it's a little hot. I
Yeah.
like
Be careful.
spicy. I don't like hot.
Okay. I like my food hot.
What, Carol? Yeah, temperature hot.
Temperature
Carol
hot.
and
Yeah.
I argue about two things. One, I can't tell you about. And two, is our food hot or too cold?
Okay.
Right?
Because does Carol like her food hot coming out of the?
Hot, hot,
Me
hot.
too. Hot,
Oh,
hot. And
she
my part.
likes it hotter than I. Yeah.
Yeah. And my husband not hot. He doesn't like it hot.
No, I. That's right. You told me like room temperature or a little bit warmer than that.
There was a
All right.
movie. I can't remember the name of that movie, Mark, but there was a line in the movie that said, the temperature is never right for a woman.
I want to
It,
know the name of that movie. We need to see it. Now, there's one other thing that I forgot that we can do. Ah, you can dress up the chicken. So, Carol, can you go to that? Yeah. And I've got some green onion here from Melissa's, and these are bulb onions.
wow.
Okay, and
They
here in
look
Southern,
beautiful.
they're gorgeous, and I like these. What I'm going to do with these in the next few days is put a little olive oil and garlic on it, and then throw it on the grill. Okay.
I actually saw yesterday a bulb of garlic that looked just like that.
Wow.
I'd never seen it before. Not fresh like that.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Okay, taste test.
And
Do, do, do,
notice
do.
that I'm using chopsticks.
I like that.
Oh,
2 thumbs up. Awesome.
excuse me. You talk, I'll eat.
Okay. This dish is delicious, and I had it yesterday, and I had it again tonight because I had leftovers, and it was so good. Yummy. I love it.
It's got a touch of sweet at the end. It's really easy to do.
Super
I
easy.
and I suppose I'm thinking about this. If you don't want to fry it, I think you could bake it and then throw it into the sauce.
I think that you could do it in the air fryer.
Yeah,
It would be good. You want the crispiness of it
right.
for sure. Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
But the
Excuse me.
potato starch just makes it wonderful. Potato starch softens and it crisps it up, and the meat, velveteen is the meat, if you want to call it that.
Mm. Well, mm, this is delicious. Thank you. Um, in the next month and a half or so, we're going to have another person from G Women Media, and we're going to go through as many people as we can I don't know, every 6 weeks or so, and show people that everybody can cook. We've had marketing people on, doctors. Um, I think we've had chefs on too. So we've had a
That's
wide
awesome.
variety of people, yeah, on. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
My sisters at G Woman, my partners, it's exciting because they're from different continents. You know, Swapna is from India, and Clara she lives in London, and Mayori, she lives in South Africa. But Alex, who now lives in Maryland, is Nigerian, and so you're going to get a good mix of food and culture, which
Mm.
is lovely. They've lived everywhere, so
Haven't been to India, but the food in South Africa was phenomenal. In fact, we
nice.
couldn't believe we'd have a lobster dinner, $6 or $7.
Wow,
It was terrific.
that's
What
incredible. You
what
keep
Carol?
thinking that, yeah, they're on the water.
That is back in the day. I still
Back
think
in the
it's like
day.
a yes.
Back in
I
the
think
day. How
it's
many years ago, Carol?
yeah, about 18.
Yeah.
But I think it's still the rand is still 18 to 1 or 20 to 1. I think, but
The rand is it's a lot more expensive there now than it used to be, for sure.
right, it is. Listen, Frankie, thank you very much. Will you come back after we've got all your partners on? Will you come
Oh, I'd
back?
love to. I'll come back and we can do another dish.
Yeah,
That'd
I'd
be so
love
much
that.
fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
you're
inviting me. I loved it. I had a great
all
time.
right. Thank you. Hang on, okay? Don't go away.
I
Um,
will.
listen, I this is so good. I cannot begin to tell you. Yes. So let's talk about our sponsors. Our first sponsor, of course, Melissa's. Look at all the great produce that they've given us. Well, are you saying that Frankie's a vegetable? No, we've got onions and garlic and ginger here, and they have so much more. And I just have to say that this is rosemary, and this is basil, and over there is sage. I make a wonderful butter sage sauce with that, and it goes over some pasta. Anyway, um, so thank you very much, Robert and the team at Melissa's. And speaking of Melissa's, Chef Angel will be joining us next week as he makes some French onion soup with hatch onions. Now, I've never heard of hatch onions. I had a taste of one today. They're super sweet. They're like a Vidalia onion. I think they're sweeter and really, really good stuff. So that's happening next week, and he's going to make, believe it or not, French onion soup. We like to thank B&U for providing us with some honey and some cosmetics. Great stuff for your skin. They do a real good job, and they're based in Turkey. And is that it, Carol? Oh, let's say hello to our friends at Garcia de la Cruz. Over 100 years of making fine olive oil and a variety of kinds. So thank you very much. All right, well, that ends our show today. We appreciate it. Carol, thank you very much. We will see you next week with Chef Angel from Melissa's. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.